your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
And welcome back to yourprimetimesports.com. Just back in time for Game 2 of our doubleheader here in Batesville today. Batesville won the first one in 5 innings, a 10-0. They call that a skunk, don't they?
Well, 10-0. They run ruled them in 5. But let me tell you something that I found out that I thought I already knew, but I didn't want to say on the air. And I want to make one correction. Tanner Rice, that pitched for the Pioneers, has already signed with ASU.
Wow, okay.
And Ryan Coles, the cleanup man, he's already signed with Lions College. And then Jed DeVault, the catcher for Paragould, I said he was a junior. Yeah. Freshman.
Freshman, really?
Yeah, good catcher. All right, we're starting the second game.
As soon as we get a chance, I got something I want to clear up, too.
Leading off for Paragould here in the top of the first inning is Garmrath. He is pitching this game. So he takes the first pitch for a called strike. And he fouls that one off the fist down toward the first base dugout. Yes, sir.
So I kept quoting that score from the softball game next door, thinking that it was Paragould playing over there. It was not. It was Batesville playing Cabot in that game. Batesville ended up coming back in the bottom of the 7th to win that one, 6-5.
Foul ball off into the catcher's mask. So Chase Garner stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes.
So I'm hoping for a good, competitive game here, unlike the first one, that something we can use on our audio on demand, Clifton.
Well, and not only that, I will tell you that Paragould's a very young squad. Garner's a junior, Aaron Duty's a senior, Alex Trepo's a sophomore, Skank's a senior, DeVault's a freshman, Holliday's a sophomore, Irving's a junior, Eaton's a sophomore. So I mean, and there's a swing and a miss by Chase Garner for first out. So they're a very young squad, playing against a rich tradition, very good Batesville Pioneer squad.
And several of these Paragould players just got done playing basketball.
That's right. So they're just really getting started in their baseball program with basketball just shutting down. And first pitch to Duty is a swing strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Aaron Duty, who is starting at third base this game. He was the starting pitcher for Paragould and took the loss in the last game. Here's the next pitch. It's low for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Duty.
If we had a base runner, he'd be on second base right now. That one got past the catcher almost to the backstop.
Well, I know one thing. The Ring kid's going to be fun to watch at ASU.
Oh, yeah.
Close to home, and
Coach Raffo's getting him a good one there.
He was throwing around 84, 85 miles an hour. There's a strike on the outside corner for strike 2.
That's one thing Coach Raffo has done a lot of since he's been at ASU is scouting the local talent.
Yeah.
He's done that a bunch.
Here's the next pitch to Duty, and it's low and in the dirt for ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aaron Duty. Pitching for the Pioneers this game is the leadoff hitter, Vaughn, who last game, Cody Vaughn, was the first baseman.
Every time you say that, the movie Major League goes in my head.
Is that right?
Vaughn.
Yeah, there's low for ball 3, so full count. Aaron Duty.
Wild Thing Vaughn.
Wild Thing
Ricky
Vaughn. Now,
Vaughn.
it took 3 innings before Paragould ever had a base runner, so let's hope that don't happen this game. Here's the next pitch to Duty, and he's called out looking for strike 3.
That's 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. Starting just the way we did last game.
Now coming to the plate is the shortstop, number 11, Alex Trepo.
So I don't know if or where Paragould Lady Rams played softball today, but it wasn't here.
Strike 1 to Trepo. I'm not sure where it was at either. We don't have a schedule on them. We need that.
Yeah, we do.
Here's the next pitch to Alex Trepo, and it's low in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trepo. still plenty of sunshine for this game. No lights have yet come on. There's a shadow just right over the batter's box, and that's about it. It's not made it to the pitcher's mound yet. There's low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Trepo. So did you rack up the listeners with a lot of music in between games?
I got some good ones, yeah.
Good. Here's the next pitch. That's inside for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Alex Trepo.
And timed it out just right, too.
Now here's the difference in Vaughn this game versus Ring last game for Batesville. He's been behind every batter that he's faced, but he's come back and had 2 strikeouts. There's a sharply hit ground ball for the first hit of this game by Alex Trepo, right back up the middle.
Now here comes Aaron Skank, and you look at this kid and you think he would be just a mammoth slugger. He's as big as his dad. He's gargantuan.
He's a big young man, and bats left-handed. He has a pretty swing, but he's batting cleanup, so he'll be at first base again. First pitch to Skank is called strike. Alex Trepo at first base.
His dad's the only guy I personally know that is taller than me. That's right.
Here's the pitch to Skank. Swing and a miss. So 2 strikes to Aaron Skank. Choke up on the bat a little bit, young man, and put it in play. He hits that right back up the middle. So back-to-back hits for the Paragould Rams.
And they've gotten both these base hits with 2 outs up there on the scoreboard.
Now batting in the 5th slot is the catcher, number 18, Jed DeVault. And this is a young man that I am really, really impressed with. He's just a freshman. I made the error in the first game of saying he was a junior, which I didn't have a roster and I didn't know. But he caught so well, Dave. He just
and he's a big kid for a freshman, too. Imagine how big he's going to be.
Strike 1 to DeVault. Well, he just dropped and blocked well and handled the pitchers as best he could. And he did a great job as a freshman. You just don't see many freshmen starting catching. He hits that sharply, 1 hopper to the second baseman. Second baseman bobbles but throws him out at first base. So that will end the top half of the first inning with the Rams not scoring any runs. And we'll return in 1 minute with yourprimetimesports.com.
Your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
Welcome back, and our pitcher, Chase Garner, is still warming up on the mound.
I like that chair. You
like that chair.
Coach Manchester.
I bet you I can guess where that came from. Rector.
It says on it.
No, all you said was Coach Manchester.
Coach Manchester gave me that chair. They had gotten them new ones in their new gym, and he was getting rid of these. He said, "Here, take a chair home with you, Grim." And then, of course, my son.
He just gave it to you to get rid of you.
My son got a hold of it afterwards. Thank you, yeah. And he got a Sharpie. And
he wrote Rams
on the head of the
head of the Cougar.
Yeah. My son's loyalties are already showing. He's 7 years old, first grader at Baldwin. We
might be calling him out here playing one of these days.
I hope so. That'd be nice.
Has he got any athletic blood in him?
Probably not.
Probably not. What?
Well, no, I've got blood nephews that have played in the minor leagues.
Well, leading off for the Batesville Pioneers is number 26, the pitcher, Cody Vaughn. Left-handed batter. Here's the first pitch, and he hits it sharply right over the first base head. It's in fair territory, and he's looking for 2 as it makes its way down to the fence. Right fielder comes out. He's going to come up and go for 3, and he's going to have a stand-up triple leading off the bottom half of the first inning for Cody Vaughn.
What about you? You got any athletic, any members of your family that have gone on to college or higher in athletics?
Well, me and my brother. You talking about below me and my brother?
Going on to play college athletics or higher?
After me and my brother?
You mean you did?
Yeah, so did my brother. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Here's the next hitter for Batesville. the center fielder, Wesley Rudd.
Outside. How did I not know
first one? I don't know. I don't guess I talk about that. You asked me, so I just don't bring that up.
I'll have to do a story on that.
We ain't doing the stories on that. Here's the next pitch to Rudd, and he pops that up on the infield. The pitcher's calling for it, and that's out number 1.
I'm assuming your sport was baseball.
Yes, it was.
As was your brother's?
No.
No?
He was a very, very good football player, made honorable mention, and was on 2 national championship teams for UCA.
I didn't know that.
He was a D-back.
Wow.
He was on the 82 and 85.
God, you guys are old.
He's got 4 rings, Dave, that look like Super Bowl rings.
That's awesome.
There's the first pitch to Tanner Ring for ball 1. Yeah, I don't have no rings, but I had fun.
Yeah.
Here's the next pitch to Ring, and he hits that sharply up the middle, and that will
right through his legs.
That gets right through the center fielder.
Scores a run.
Grant Eaton. So Rudd's going to have a single, and then a 2-base error as he ends up at third base. E8 and an RBI for Rudd. Yeah, now the Rice kid signed with ASU, so he swings a good bat, throws good from the mound. So here's the next batter for Batesville is Ryan Coles, and he is the first baseman this game. First pitch to Coles is a did he call that a strike, Dave?
No.
I thought he said strike, but the board says ball.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think
Here's
it's
the next pitch to Coles. No.
No, he called it a strike.
Yeah,
the board was wrong.
I thought I heard him say strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryan Coles. Coles, another signee here at Batesville for Lyons College. Here's the next pitch. He hits that sharply in between, just to the left of the center fielder. It's going to make its way to the warning track, and he's going to stop at second base with a stand-up double, and that drives in Tanner Ring for Batesville's second run.
The designated hitter.
They're just picking up where they left off in the last game, aren't they?
Yep.
Batesville's going to be right up there in contention for
So,
this conference crown.
Now coming to the plate will be Timmy Rush, the DH for Batesville. Here comes the pitch from Garner, and that's going to be a check swing strike.
Yeah, he tried to hold up. There wasn't. He was already
on Rush.
All the way around.
So DeVault's going to go out and talk to Garner, try to calm him down a little bit. Garner just a junior, but he's been starting for Paragould Rams since he was a freshman, I believe. I believe he played. No, he didn't start as a freshman, but he had some playing time as a freshman in the outfield. And then he was a starter last year as a sophomore, I believe. Here's the next pitch from Garner. And that's low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Timmy Rush. So Batesville again jumping out to a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. Rush waiting on the next pitch from Garner. Here it comes. And that gets by DeVault. Bounces off the wall, but that's going to push Coles over to third base on the pass ball from Jed DeVault. Garner has his sign. Here comes the next pitch to Rush. And he hits that sharply in the same spot. They are wearing that gap out between right and center field. And he has an RBI, and he's going to put on the brakes and stop at second base as they've retrieved the ball back into the infield. This is a hitting ball club, Dave.
Yeah, and they every time I've ever seen them throughout the last 10 years, it's been this way. They wear it out.
Well, they have a very deep tradition up here in the hills in this town of Batesville. They have produced many, many good baseball players, and that's evident from the banners that they have out on the fence here. Next batter is Hayden Cockrell, the catcher. He takes the first pitch from Garner for ball 1.
Well, I believe it was the last state championship they had was 2005, and if I'm not mistaken, that was the year I covered them all the way to Fayetteville in the state championship game.
I thought they may have had one since then, but I don't know. I can't read that far out there. Here's the next pitch, and he hits that sharply. 2-hopper to shortstop. Trepo comes up with it, throws over to Skank, and that is out number 2. But that pushes Timmy Rush over to third base on the fielder's choice.
Now, they've got 3 runs. Is that correct?
That is
showing
correct.
2, but it's
They have
3.
3 runs, and the next batter is the right fielder, Jacob Harden. Seventh batter in the lineup. Here's the first pitch from Garner to Harden, and it's high for ball 1. Well, I think it's time to take my sunglasses off and put my spectacles on.
Yeah. Sun has gone down enough to where
I can see.
you can see without those sunglasses.
Yes, sir.
This one's going to be out of play. Foul ball over the first base dugout. Count is now 1-1.
Batesville has the same exact starting lineup as last game. No changes whatsoever except for positions. Garner has his sign. Here's the next pitch to Harden, and it's high for ball 2. Timmy Rush standing at third base. Batesville with 3 runs across the plate here in the bottom half of the first inning. Here's the next pitch, and a little curveball that stayed up high, so that's going to make the count 3 balls, 1 strike to Jacob Harden. Hitter's pitch right here, Dave. That's what the coach just yelled, and It's true to form. 2-0, 3-1, hitter's pitches. He's sitting on a fastball, I guarantee it. And he got it, but it was outside. So Harden is going to move down to first base on a base on balls. So runners at the corners as Landon Gilmore, the third baseman, comes to the plate.
Number 13, Landon Gilmore.
He had a good game last game. Gilmore did.
Yeah. Well, basically they all
did, yeah.
Tell you, Jared May, this kid that's playing left field, there's a strike 1 to Gilmore. This kid that's playing left field that is not batting because of the DH Timmy Rush, but he came in the last game and batted at one time. Guess whose son that is?
Jared May. I don't know. Go ahead and tell me.
That is John Malone's son. John and Tazi Malone that owns Taza Balls in Paragould.
Oh.
That's not her son. It's her stepson. But it's John's son.
Okay.
And I seen John over there earlier. He's up here from Paragould watching his son, Jared May.
So he came from Paragould to watch his son play against Paragould.
Yeah, he travels all over to watch his son play.
Okay.
His son's a junior. And I have seen John at many, many ballparks. I seen Jared play when he was 10, 11, 12 years old in all-star games in the summer, you know.
Oh, couldn't hold up on the check swing. 2-2.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Landon Gilmore. Runners on the corners, 2 outs.
And is it my imagination, or are there actually a few mosquitoes?
There goes the runner.
Out?
And that's ball 3. I believe you have seen a few.
I think I got bit by a couple just now.
Well, if you didn't have that sweet blood, they wouldn't bother. See, they're not bothering me.
That's right. Yeah.
They don't bother somebody that's sour.
There's
a shot hit right up the middle, and that's going to drive in 2 more runs.
Wow. They don't let up in Batesville. 5-0 already here in the bottom of the first inning.
So Gilmore has 2 RBIs.
Now, I'm trying to remember here, and you know what? I'm going to look it up. I can't remember if Batesville had a team in the American Legion State playoffs.
No.
They did not?
Well, they have an American Legion, but they weren't in the state playoffs, remember?
The ones that we covered. I can't remember. That's why I'm asking.
Jonesboro Reisman. They were the host, and trying to remember. No, Batesville did not. Ball 1 to Joe Meyer. Mauer. Strike one to Mauer. 1 ball, 1 strike to Joe Mauer. Couldn't roll that off my lip a minute ago. I want to say Mauer. It's Mauer. Here comes the next pitch from Garner. High for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Mauer. Had to go get me a good old Diet Pepsi. I like Pepsi. I like RC. Ball 3 to Mauer. 3-1. Garner's digging himself a hole here. 3 balls, 1 strike to Mauer, the 9th place hitter in this lineup here in the first inning. Here's the next pitch, and he fouls that off. So that's going to load the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Joe Mauer. Are you looking at the bracket?
Yeah, I was trying. I could not remember who was in the thing.
It was Searcy, Jonesboro. It was Bryant, Fort Smith, Fayetteville. There's a foul ball back behind us. Let me think who else. North Little Rock, or Little Rock, the car dealership. Can't remember the name of it.
That was Searcy Crane team.
No, there was a Little Rock. There's a sharp hit ball right up the middle. Second baseman makes a great play, but cannot get the tag on the sliding Landon Gilmore. So runners at first and second on an infield single by Mauer. And we are back to the starting top of the lineup.
Well, I'll tell you the ones that you didn't get.
Okay.
Cabot.
Bryant. I said Bryant. I said Bryant.
Texarkana.
I didn't say Texarkana, though.
They won it.
That's right. Coach Faulkner has already making a trip out to the mound. 5 runs across the plate for Batesville here in the bottom of the first inning. Talking to a young Chase Garner. He is going to leave the ball in his hand, it looks like. All the infielders in, huddled up around the mound. He has told his young squad what he needs to tell them. 2 outs.
Garner's going to stay in there.
Garner's going to stay in. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Cody Vaughn, the pitcher for Batesville. So Gilmore at second base, Mauer at first, and Vaughn at the plate. Here comes the first pitch to Vaughn. And he pops that up. Looks like it may be out of play. Yeah, it is.
Ooh, that might have got somebody right there.
And no, it didn't. All it got was ground, just landed between several lawn chairs. So strike 1 to Vaughn. Garner getting a sign from DeVault. Here comes the next pitch. And it's low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's the time of year, Clifton, where the allergy, the pollen, and
yeah. Did you see that stuff flying through earlier?
it's why I'm having problems right now. I told you. Remember that medicine I told you I meant to bring with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wishing I had.
2 things you forgot: medicine and a jacket, didn't you?
Yep.
Here's the next pitch to Vaughn. Swing and a miss. If he would have hit that one, he would have hit a pretty 9-iron shot. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cody Vaughn. You might want to go get you something to drink.
Pollen, man. Well, I got a
Here
drink.
comes the next pitch to Vaughn from Garner. Curveball, swing and a miss, strikes him out to end the inning here after 1 full inning. It's Batesville 5 and Paragould nothing. We'll return in 1 minute with your PrimetimeSports.com.
Your favorite teams play on your PrimetimeSports.com.
All right, we're back here, top of the second inning. Paragould about to come back up to bat, trailing 5-0 after a 5-run first inning for the Pioneers.
I made a mess, Dave.
I see that. At least you didn't get any of our electronics wet.
Well, that's true, but I'd like to get that off of there. And don't know how I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Don't know how I'm going to do it.
I'll track something down for you. I can't talk hardly anyway with these allergies making me
Why
cough.
don't you run to the truck and get some napkins sitting there?
All right.
Here, I'll give you my keys. All right, we're about ready to start the top of the second inning. They're right there on the armrest. And Kobe Holiday, the right fielder for Paragould, is going to lead off the top of the second inning. And the first pitch from Vaughn is going to be high, ball one. Vaughn getting a sign from the catcher. Here comes his next pitch. And that's high for ball two. Vaughn, a southpaw for Batesville. Here comes his next pitch to Holiday. And that's in there for a called strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Kobe Holiday. Here's the next pitch to Holiday. High for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Vaughn has a 5-0 lead right now for Batesville. Here's the next pitch. Fouls that straight back into the net for a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Holiday. Kobe Holiday, just a sophomore for the Paragould Rams. Right fielder. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss for the first strikeout this inning. Next batter is going to be the left fielder, number 20, Hayden Irvin, left-handed batter. Thank you very much. Swing and a miss by Irvin. Dave just brought me some napkins to clean up my spill that I made here on the table.
How'd you do that?
Oh, I was pouring it in that cup, and I was trying to pour it fast before we come back from commercial break, and it strike 2 to Irvin, and it
fuzzed up on you.
Put a head on it like you wouldn't believe.
Well, you know they come in perfectly good receptacles already.
I know, but I had some. It was getting hot, and I had some ice.
I know.
I'm swing and a miss. Hayden Irvin, catcher, drops the ball. He's going to throw down to first base, and that's going to be out number 2.
Wow, 2 outs while I was going to get the napkins. Batesville doesn't play around, do they?
No, they work fast from the mound. I noticed that with Ring in the first game. He's a fast worker on the mound. He doesn't mess around with you. And Vaughn, who has not been getting ahead of the batters like Ring has, doesn't mess around either. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss from Grant Eaton, the center fielder.
With Vaughn on the mound, you got to do your best Bob Uecker imitation.
Here's the next pitch, and that's in there for a strike.
You got to do when he throws a wild one or something. If he throws a wild one, you got to do the just a bit outside.
Oh me! Here's the next pitch to Eaton, and it's high for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Grant Eaton. Well, Mr. Uecker may not appreciate me imitating him. I probably can't do him justice. Here's the next pitch to Eaton, and that's strike 3. So Vaughn strikes out the side. At the 1.5 innings played, it's Batesville 5 and Paragould nothing. We'll return in 1 minute with your PrimetimeSports.com.
Your favorite teams play on your PrimetimeSports.com.
Welcome back to your PrimetimeSports.com. We're here at Batesville Pioneer Field, and we have a new pitcher. Dave, that looks like that is Alex Trepo, is now pitching for the Paragould Rams.
Get his warm-up tosses in.
And that means that Aaron Duty has moved over to shortstop. So Duty's at short. Trepo's at pitch. And Holiday is at third base, and that probably moved Garner out to center field. Yes, it did. And I'm not sure who went to left or who went to right. I'm sorry. That was Grant Eaton that probably went to right field. What was the first
Swing
pitch?
and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Pitch. Okay. Got all that fixed and ready to go. First batter for Batesville is Wesley Rudd. And that's ball one to Rudd. Here's the next pitch from Trepo, and that's low for ball two. Alex's next pitch is coming to Rudd. Here it is on the outside for a 3-1 count. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Wesley Rudd. Trepo's been the Paragould shortstop all day long, and Coach Faulkner decided to make a pitching change here going into the second inning. And his first batter, he is going to walk. So once again, Batesville leads off with a base runner, no outs. And the next batter is going to be the shortstop, Tanner Ring. Tanner Ring now stepping in the box. Rudd with a nice lead off at first base. Trepo throws over there. Head first slide back to first base is Rudd, so we'll go through the motions again. Rudd with his lead at first. Trepo looking over there. Here comes the pitch to Ring, and it's in the dirt, but DeVault comes up with a nice backhanded play.
And the lights are on here now. A little bit of night baseball.
Temperatures have dropped just a little bit.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's a little cooler. Trepo has his sign from DeVault. Here comes the pitch. Here goes the runner. And Ring has hit that over the right fielder's head all the way 1 hop off the fence. And that's probably going to score Rudd from first base, and it will. And Ring is going to be standing at third base.
Wow. How many stand-up triples has that been today for Batesville?
That's 3, I believe, 3 or 4. So stand-up triple, another RBI for Ring. As Rudd scores all the way from first base. Now batting Ryan Coles, the first baseman for Batesville. So Batesville showing no mercy on the Paragould Rams.
Outscored them 16-0 so far here.
First pitch to Coles is high for ball one. Well, I had a chance to talk to Coach Faulkner in between games. He was telling me about his young lineup and his young players. And strike one to Coles. He has a lot of hopefuls down there in the dugout. They're up against a very good Batesville squad. Here comes the next pitch from Trepo. And he hits that sharply past the third baseman, and that will score another run for Batesville as Coles drives in the 7th run of the game with an RBI single. So Batesville out to a 7-0 lead here in the bottom half of the second inning. Now coming to the plate will be the DH Timmy Rush for Batesville. Here's his first pitch, and that's in there for strike one. Want to stay ahead of these batters, that's for sure. Here comes the next pitch from Trepo, and that's high for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Timmy Rush as Coles is wandering around over there at first base. He has his signs from his third base coach, and Trepo has his signs from the catcher. There he goes. Pitch was outside, and DeVault had to really stretch out to get the ball, keep it from going to the backstop, and really never had a chance on that stolen base by Coles.
But he's already gunned one down over out there trying to steal base today. Right on target.
So 2 balls, 1 strike to Timmy Rush. Trepo has his sign. And here comes the next pitch. And that's outside for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike.
Still nobody out, though. That's the key right there.
Well, the killer today for Paragould has been walks and errors.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the next pitch, and he hits that a long way out in the left center field. The left center fielder goes back and makes the play. Chase Garner makes the play, gets it in quickly, 1 hopper to third base. Off the mark just a little, but that's going to push Ryan Coles over to third base on that deep fly ball to center field.
If that had been any more shallow than that, he may not have made it trying to tag up from second base. He may not have made it over there to third. So it was just deep enough to get him to third base.
So that's the first out recorded this inning for Batesville, as Hayden Cockrell, the catcher, will step in for the Batesville Pioneers. Another run in scoring position, 90 feet away. Batesville has a 7-0 lead. Here's the first pitch from Trepo, and it's outside for ball 1.
It's a nice field here at Batesville. They take good care of this field.
Here's the next pitch, and he hits that sharply, maybe over the left fielder's head. No, he's got back. He got back. But Coles tags up at third base, and he's going to score on an RBI sac fly by Cockrell. So that brings across the 8th run for the Batesville Pioneers, as Jacob Harden, the right fielder, now steps in the plate. Both of these games today are conference games. Batesville taking the first one 10-0 over the Paragould Rams. Here comes the next pitch to Harden for ball 1. Jacob Harden, the last time up, scored a run, had a single. Here's the next pitch from Trepo, and that's called strike for a 1-1 count. Trepo has a sign. Here's the next pitch, and he pops that straight back out of play over the grandstands and onto the price box, or onto the concession stand. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jacob Harden. You know, it's just now 7 o'clock. We're already in the 2nd inning.
And this game, if it goes like the last game.
I remember back when my son played up here, there's sometimes we didn't get out here till 9 or 10 o'clock.
Right.
It'd be cold. Wow. I remember one night up here, everybody had blankets over them and bundled up. We had a beautiful day today, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Harden. Here comes the next pitch from Trepo. Oh, and that hits Harden on the left shoulder.
Clunk.
And he's going to make his way down to first base.
That's my job. Sound effects. Clunk.
Dave, the sound effect man.
That's right. Among other things.
The karaoke man, the lead play-by-play man for your PrimetimeSports.com.
Lead
2 out of 3.
IT man.
The lead IT man puts everything on our Facebook, keeps everything up to date.
The gopher. Go get the napkins, Dave. I just made a mess.
Not true. I'll never ask you to do anything for me. I just couldn't get up. Here's the first pitch.
Oh!
It gets by DeVault, and that's going to send Harden down to second. He takes a wide turn halfway between second and third and goes back to second base.
I might be
so
all
on the
that
wild
stuff,
pitch, well,
but you're the baseball guru.
He was stealing that base. That was a stolen base. So Gilmore now in the plate. Ball 1, no strikes. And that's going to be 2 balls to Gilmore.
See, you're gonna be in heaven for the next few weeks. You're getting to do your thing now.
Well, I'm reading a good book right now.
About baseball, I'm assuming.
I'll tell you about it here. Here's the next pitch and there's sharply hit. That's going to get down for another base hit for Batesville. It's going to score another run. Here comes the throw into home plate. It's going to be off the mark. Going to get by the catcher. But Gilmore's going to stop at second base with a double and an RBI.
9-0 in the second inning.
So Hardin scores, and that is Batesville's 9th run here in 1 2/3 innings played.
Man.
Now batting is Joe Maurer. Gilmore standing at second base. Yeah, the book I'm reading is about Joe DiMaggio. It's the only book, ball 1 to Maurer, the only book that was ever authorized by him of a friend that he had for 16 years that was with him the day he died. For 16 straight years he was his attorney. He took care of his business. He scheduled his trips. He did everything. And that's ball 2 to Maurer. And this man did not write this book till after DiMaggio died in 99. And DiMaggio told him everything. The true facts. Really a good book. There's strike 1 to Maurer. It's about 300 and some odd pages long, and I'm in the very last chapter.
Is there lots of Marilyn Monroe in the book?
Yeah, it talks about Marilyn Monroe. He died loving her. Matter of fact, his last words before he took his last breath, I just read that yesterday. Strike 2 to Maurer as he was laying in his home in Hollywood, California on the coastal ways of his apartment. They'd brought him home. He wanted to die at home, and his last words was, "Marilyn, I'm finally going to get to see you." That was his last words he said. And that his 2 granddaughters, that's ball 3, so full count to Maurer. His granddaughters, Paula and Kathy, and one of their husbands, and this gentleman that wrote this book, and another one of his very close friends. There's a foul ball right back up over our heads. We're all there and all heard that. And so you have to know it's true.
Yeah.
It's just been a great
So is that
book.
your favorite baseball? You told me before.
Stan Musial's my favorite. He did a private signing for me in 1988, Rings of Champions. Signed 331 copies. That was his lifetime batting average, 16 by 20s, 331 of them he hand-signed for me. I still have those available for sale. There's a fly ball out to right center field. Right fielder's going to get camped under it, and there's a third out. But again, Batesville has done some more damage with scoring 4 runs here in the second inning with a score of Batesville 9 and Paragould nothing. And we'll return in 1 minute with yourprimetimesports.com.
Your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
All right, welcome back to yourprimetimesports.com. Dave, we are a long way from Mr. T's Riverside, but I sure would love to have one of their barbecues right now.
It's a long ways off right now, yeah.
Man, oh man. Every time I hear that commercial, it makes me hungry.
9-0 Batesville, top of the third.
It is the top of the third inning.
Top of the third. So your favorite baseball player is Stan the
Musial.
Man Musial.
And my other is Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. I knew that
I'm
part.
a Joe DiMaggio fan.
Well, you're a different generation than I am. My favorite baseball player
I didn't see any of these
time,
guys play.
No.
I just read about them
That's
and
true.
knew about them and
Well, my favorite
had the
baseball
opportunity
player,
to meet them. Here's the first pitch to Jacob Tucker. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Pete Rose. Of all time, Pete Rose is my favorite baseball
Well,
player. I mean, forget the off-the-field stuff for a minute. What he did on the field was just pure talent.
There's
Pure
swinging a
baseball,
miss by
pure heart.
Jacob Tucker. Oh, there's no doubt that he was one of the greatest hitters with 4,000 and some odd hits. I don't remember his total, 4,191 or something like that.
My first baseball memories
Mr. Hustle, ball 2 to
is
Jacob
him chasing
Tucker.
that record. When he was on the Phillies, I believe he was on the Phillies at that time, and Mike Schmidt was on that team. That's my first time I actually remember paying attention to baseball. I was about 9, 10 years old.
Swing and a miss by Tucker. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. That baseball had some velocity on it from Bond. I'll tell you what, there were several back in the teens and the 20s and the 30s. Here's the next pitch. Outside for ball 3. So full count to Jacob Tucker. Several players that batted 400. But in 1912, the reason I know this because I'm doing a DVD Ty Cobb batted 409.
Cobb, yeah.
And there's a walk to Jacob Tucker, and he leads the major leagues with a lifetime batting average of, I believe it's 363.
He also leads the major leagues of being the biggest jerk ever in the history of baseball.
Well,
he wasn't a very pleasant person to be around.
Now batting for the Rams is Chase Garner. He takes that one for a ball inside. Tucker at first base. Rams trying to play to run today. They went scoreless in the first outing. Here comes the next pitch from the left-hander Vaughn. Bunt, and there's a beautiful bunt out front of first base. It's in the fair territory, and he pulls the first baseman off the bag. So Rams have runners on first and second. A little excitement down in the dugout.
I thought the ump was going to call this ball foul right here.
Well,
I thought that
it hit something and kicked back toward the infield just barely, but is inside the line enough that the catcher went ahead and picked it up because it was about to die on him right there.
Yeah.
It was foul for a moment. So give Chase Garner an infield single. And that'll move Tucker down to second. And now at the plate is the shortstop, Aaron Duty. Swing and a miss by Duty. So the Rams trying to make a little noise here in the top of the third inning. Runners on first and second, no outs. Bond has his sign. Here comes the next pitch. Curveball in there for strike two. So Duty behind on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch to Duty. And swing and a miss.
That was low. He swung it. He reached for that one.
So that's the first out recorded this inning. And now coming to the plate is the pitcher, Alex Trepo. Like to see a good sharp base hit out in the outfield in the gap by Trepo. Get Rams on the board.
Conference out on the mound between the catcher and the pitcher for Batesville.
Now that I may be home for a few days, I'll have a little time to maybe send you some state tournament basketball pictures for you to put on.
Yeah, I would love to get those and get those up on our Facebook page.
I've got a couple of dunks I want to send you. Archie Goodwin. Swing and a miss from Alex Trepo.
Yeah, the Sylvan Hills phenom who has signed with the Kentucky Wildcats.
And ended his career at Sylvan Hills with a state championship.
That's right.
Here comes the next pitch to Trepo. Swing and a miss. So no balls, 2 strikes to Trepo.
We got to interview him. You got to sit down with him after that game.
Against Morrilton.
We've got the recording of that on the Double G Sports Talk Saturday show on our audio on demand from a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. Foul ball. So that's count's going to remain the same. No balls, 2 strikes. And speaking of the Double G Sports Talk show, we're going to take a few weeks break.
Yeah, I posted that on our Facebook and Twitter.
Well, we're going into spring break next week. Everybody's going to be gone, and we just had a lot going on. So we're going to take a few weeks break, and then maybe when we come back, we can get Coach Faulkner and Coach Hunt and some of these baseball and softball coaches.
And soccer.
Pass ball, or a wild pitch, actually. For ball 1, and that's going to move the runners, Tucker and Garner, over to third base and second base.
Maybe even talk some track and field at some point.
You're stretching me now.
Come on,
You're stretching me now. Here comes the next pitch. He hits that right back up the middle, and it gets by the second baseman.
Wow, Paragould's going to score 2 runs.
And Paragould's going to score 2 runs, and Trepo's going to stay at first base. So 2 RBIs for Alex Trepo.
Well, Paragould's got that wonderful track that has hosted the state track championship in 5A at least a couple of times already now. Well, surely we can talk some track, man. Right?
Well, we'll see.
That's one of the, hey, look, my best sport in high school was track.
And that's why you want to talk about it. I didn't run track. I couldn't stand to run track.
I ran the 1,600 meter.
I tried it 1 year. my senior year. I was on the golf team my sophomore and junior year, coming right out of basketball. We didn't have baseball at Paragould back then. Oak Grove was a school. Swinging strike by Skank. Oak Grove and Stanford was they were still schools. Paragould didn't have a baseball. Coaches wanted you to run track to play football next year. I couldn't ever see that. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get out of shape during the summer anyway. What do you want me to run now for? So I love golf, and I played on the golf team. So ball low. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Aaron Skank. So my senior year, I decided I played football, played basketball. I was on the golf team again, and I decided to try to run track and do golf and track at the same time. That lasted about 2 weeks.
Well,
couldn't do both.
How did you end up playing baseball on it? If Paragould didn't have a baseball
I played
team?
summer league. 2 balls, 1 strike to Aaron Skank.
What year did you graduate?
1978.
Oh, you're so old.
Thank you for reminding me.
I was 7 years old when you graduated high school.
Here's the next pitch to Skank, and he fouls that off the handle. Jams him inside, so count's going to remain. I thought I had 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, I was doing research the other day on the different state championships that have been won by schools in Greene County.
Actually, yeah, I seen you put that up on the Facebook. That was pretty neat.
Oak Grove.
There's a swing and a miss, but Skank ball gets by the catcher, but the
they let
first
him go to first.
Well, no. First base was occupied.
Oh.
Runner was stealing second Trepo. So that's going to move Trepo down to second. Skank strikes out. That's the second out of the inning. Did now Jed DeVault is coming to the plate.
Did you know that Oak Grove had a state championship in baseball?
Yeah, 1984.
83.
83. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot of those guys I knew. Man, let me think a minute. There's a pitch. It's hit sharply to third base by DeVault. Fielded cleanly. Thrown in the dirt in front of the first baseman. And that gets by the first baseman. That's going to score a 3rd run.
Wow, Paragould's trying to climb back in this thing.
And DeVault is going to reach on a E5.
I dug through a lot of stuff to find all those different
Well, when I seen that
state
posted,
championships.
You had some people like it and posted. Yeah. When I seen that post, I thought, boy, Dave did some research, man.
Yeah, I did.
But, yeah, I remember they had a really good baseball club. There was the Cole boy, Easley, Brittingham, Donald. I'm having a brain lapse. They had a really good baseball team. Pitcher throws over to first base, and he has the runner trapped, and they throw him out at second base for the 3rd out. So after 2.5 innings, Paragould finally on the board. The score now is 9-2, and we'll return in 1 minute with yourprimetimesports.com.
Your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
Welcome back to yourprimetimesports.com. Dave is sitting here going through the state championships, and while we're looking or talking state championships, we've talked about Batesville's 6 or whatever and baseball. Our girls went down last Thursday and came up against a real good Greenwood Lady Bulldog team, but they have nothing to be ashamed of. They had a good conference year. They were conference champions and state runner-ups. That's nothing to blink your eye at.
They're going to be back.
No, they're going to be back.
You kidding?
They lost Morgan Trepo and the Garrett girl who came off the bench, Mayanna Garrett. So it's going to be fun to watch them again next year. So we're very proud of our Lady Rams. And so, but yeah, Greene County has, how many you got there? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 36?
Yeah, 36.
36 state champions
in all the sports combined.
In all the sports combined in Greene County. What's the first year? 1948?
Yeah.
1948 Paragould Bulldogs. State champions in football that year.
That's the only football state championship that
was the very first one. So here's the first pitch, and it is hit sharply to the center fielder. It's going to get by him, and that is Cody Vaughn, the pitcher, has another stand-up double. This game, he has a triple and a double.
Lead-off double, first pitch double.
Yeah, I didn't get to call his name out, did I?
Nope.
we were talking about those state champions. So, anyway, next batter to the plate is Wesley Rudd, the center fielder for Batesville. Bond out at second base, no outs. Trepo now pitching for the Paragould Rams. He came in the last inning, started the last inning. And the first pitch to Rudd is a curveball for strike one. Yeah, if you want to look at that graphic that Dave made, go to yourprimetimesports.com, go to our Facebook page, and you'll find it right there. Here's the next pitch. Ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Click on what?
Click on photos, and then click on the album entitled Graphics.
Yeah, graphics. And Dave did a nice job on that. And let him know. Click like or send him a comment. Here comes the next pitch to Rudd. And that ball's in the dirt, wild pitch, and that's going to move Vaughn over to third base. He thought about coming home, but then he backed up. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Wesley Rudd. I'm not sure that is Vaughn on. Yeah, it is. It's 26 on his jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I didn't know if they might have put a courtesy runner in.
Are you sure that's not 22?
Could be. They could have put a courtesy run in there for him, and we didn't see it. Him being the pitcher.
Number 22.
2 balls, 1 strike. And that's hit right back up the box through the middle out to center fielder Garner. And that's going to score another Batesville run.
And that is a courtesy runner, number 22, whose name I do not have.
Yeah, we do not have that.
Batesville, but he scores the run. And the batter is on first base with nobody out.
So, no outs. And now, Mr. Ring, Tanner Ring is the batter, the signee for ASU. Already has today a single and a triple and 2 RBIs and has scored both times. And he hits that sharply out into right center field, and that's going to get down right in front of the 362 sign. And here comes Rudd around third, and he's going to score standing up from first base. And another run for Tanner Ring, another RBI.
Back to an 8-run deficit now, 11-3. Batesville, nobody out, and Rudd safely on second base.
So DeVault's going to walk out to the mound and talk to the young Alex Trepo.
Ring on second base.
And, Ring is at second. And now coming to the plate, the cleanup hitter for Batesville Pioneers, Ryan Coles. Coles led off the game, first time at bat had a double. Second time at bat had a single, stolen base, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. So top of this lineup's doing a lot of damage this game. Here's the first pitch high, ball 1. Our fan base is growing.
Well, I'll tell you what, that state championship game really, it almost broke our servers, man. We filled up the servers and kept them full.
We've never had that many people, and we maxed out, and we were very proud of that and appreciative. There goes the runner to third base, and there is a fly ball hit to deep center field, and it is going to get over Garner's head just left of the 362 sign.
Almost got out of here. That one almost got out of here.
Yeah, and that is the deepest part of the park, right in that corner there, and that's going to score another run as Coles has a stand-up double and another RBI. Well, I can tell you, Dave, that the Batesville Pioneers are doing nothing today except padding their batting averages, because they are knocking the cover off the baseball.
They're scoring at will.
So now batting will be the DH, Timmy Rush, with Coles at second base. No outs this inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Rush.
Isn't that their... Oh, I may be wrong. Isn't that their coach's name, Rush? Isn't that their...
Could be. I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't have my AAA book here in front of me.
I'll look it up.
Here comes the next pitch to Timmy Rush from Alex Trepo. And there goes Ring to third, and DeVault's going to throw down there, and it's going to get by the third baseman. A bad throw by DeVault It sailed on him, and that's going to score another run for Batesville as Coles steals third base and then gets up and scores the 4th run this inning. So 4 runs have crossed the plate here in the 3rd inning. No outs. Timmy Rush at the plate.
Still.
So the 3 runs that the Rams scored last half inning
just got capped.
That's right. +1. So Batesville has now a 10-run lead over Paragould. Timmy Rush with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. There's ball 3. So 3-1 to Timmy Rush. Here comes the pitch from Trepo. And Rush pops that one up. DeVault's going to chase it back and cannot get to it. So Rush is going to get another chance. Mark Rush, the head baseball coach for Batesville. Yep. What's it say?
Assistant Coach Kelly Rush.
Well,
I wonder why I thought that Rush might be there.
So.
And he was the coach back when I covered him on the state championship.
Yeah, okay.
He's been here a while.
So full count to Timmy Rush. Here comes the next pitch. He hits that hard to third base, makes a good play. Across the diamond, out number 1. So that play will go 5-3 in the books for out number 1. And now Hayden Cockrell will come to the plate. Had a sac fly last time up and an RBI. So 1 out, 13-3. Batesville leads this contest here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch from Trepo, and it's high. Gets by DeVault. Now, as good as Jed DeVault caught the first game, he's starting to show a little freshman tendencies out there, Dave. Nothing against DeVault, but he had that throw down the 3rd a minute ago, sailed on him. And we got a timeout at the little mound meeting, so we're going to take a 30-second break.
Maybe a minute. We'll be right back on yourprimetimesports.com.
Welcome back, and there has been a pitching change for the Paragould Rams. Now on the mound and handling the pitching duties will be number 20, Hayden Irvin. Irvin, just a junior. And he's throwing his warm-up tosses. I believe that Alex Trepo has moved out to right field. So, see if Irvin can get the Rams out of this jam here. 4 runs have crossed this inning in the 3rd inning here for Batesville. And they have a commanding 13-3 lead. Umpire giving Irving the letting him know how many outs there are. 1 out. And now stepping into the plate will be Hayden Cockrell, the catcher. So Irvin will face his first batter, Cockrell.
This is like the 4th or 5th Paragould pitcher we've seen today. 5th, I believe.
And here's the first pitch. And it's high for ball 1. Actually, that is ball 2.
Yeah, because he'd already seen a ball from the previous pitcher.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch, and that's ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes to Cockrell. I believe I'm going to let you drive home, my friend.
Okay.
I'm running out of energy. I don't drink them energy drinks like you do.
I drink 4 a day.
Oh, my goodness. And there's a sharp, high bouncing ball hit the third base across the diamond for out number 2. So 5-3 on Cockrell. And now the batter will be the right fielder, Jacob Harden. Harden's had 2 other plate appearances. He had a single, and he was hit by a pitch, a stolen base, and he has scored both times, Dave.
Well,
here's the first pitch from Irvin to Harden, and that's strike 1. It's kind of hard to get out. Irvin to Harden, Harden to Irvin.
That's true.
Here's the next pitch, and he fouls that back for strike 2. So Hayden Irvin is doing something we have not seen a lot of today, and that's getting ahead on the count. No balls, 2 strikes to Harden.
I wonder how many different kids they've got on the Paragould squad that can pitch, because this is like the 5th one we've seen today.
I would think that they would have 7 or 8. Swing and a miss, and that ball gets by DeVault.
He's going to get to first base on that.
Harden is going to get a swing and a miss.
What do you call that? Strikeout, but.
Strikeout.
He's not out.
Pass ball. That was a pass ball.
I've often wondered this because he struck out, but he's not out, and they don't put another out on the scoreboard for that. He's on base.
And you get credit for the strikeout.
I guess you get a base on balls. You get a walk and a strikeout?
No, it's not a walk. I don't know. I have to check into that.
Okay. Very rarely do you see the guy make it to first base.
Here comes the first pitch to Gilmore, and that's outside for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes to Gilmore. 8th batter in the lineup for Batesville. There goes Harden down to second, and he's going to be in with a stolen base.
Wow. Everything he's gotten has been given to him.
Well, I'll tell you what I've noticed this game. They are testing Jed DeVault. They're running on him. They're doing everything they can. They are testing that young catcher.
Maybe they didn't know he was a 9th grader until we said something. So now,
well, I don't know, but I'm sure they knew. So 3 balls, no strikes.
Because his first game, he was on the money.
The bugs are coming out.
Yes, they are.
Here's the next pitch, and it's a strike. Called strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's Irving's next pitch, and that gets away from him, and that gets past DeVault.
Wow.
So that's going to send Gilmore down to first on a walk, and that's going to push Harden over to third base on the pass ball.
So we started our football season with a Paragould game. Then we started our basketball season with a Paragould game. And now we're starting our baseball season with a Paragould game.
Well, don't say that too loud, or we'll have somebody mad across town.
The Greene County Tech people will be mad at us. No, they won't be mad at us.
Now coming to the plate is Joe Maurer. Irving has his sign from DeVault. And here comes the pitch to Maurer, and it's low for ball 1. Maurer's had a single and flied out to right field his last time up, so he is 1 for 2. He is batting for the 3rd time here in the 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch, and it's outside for ball 2.
The only difference on that deal, Clifton, was that the football game and the basketball game were Paragould at Valley View both times.
That's right, it was, wasn't it?
We broke the Valley View streak here today.
I like calling our conference games anyway. Here's the next pitch. And DeVault blocked it. Got away from him just a little bit. Harden stayed at third base, but Gilmore moved on down to second on the wild pitch. So 3 balls and no strikes to Joe Maurer, the last batter in the lineup on the lineup card. Here's the next pitch to Maurer. And it's high for ball 4, and that's going to load the bases.
Walked them loaded with the top of the lineup coming up to bat.
Yes, sir. Nothing you like to see. But that's going to bring up Cody Vaughn.
And he's been outstanding today, both on the mound and at the plate.
Who is 2 for 3.
Outside for ball 1.
With a triple and a double. Scored 2 runs. Stand-up triple. Stand-up double, by the way. Here's the next pitch. It's high for ball 2.
Things have just not gone Paragould's way tonight. This Batesville team is a beast.
Coach Faulkner tried to pull all the strings he could on his pitching. There's a little nubber off the fist, right back to the pitcher. And he is going to be...
I think he may be safe.
He is safe.
Yeah, he pulled Aaron Skank off the bag with the throw. And they're going to call him safe, and they're going to have a run score.
Well, that's going to be an E1 on Irving because of a lob throw.
Yeah.
And it pulled Skank off first. So that's going to that scored Harden from third.
Right.
And that moved Gilmore to third. And Mauer down to second. And
pinch
Vaughn,
runner comes in, or a courtesy runner comes in.
Courtesy runner for Vaughn. And now Wesley Rudd will step into the plate. And he hits a high chopper. Short hop to the shortstop.
Booted.
And he couldn't make the play. So I'm going to give Rudd a single on that because that was a short hop, man. Hard hit baseball, really high off the ground.
Another run scores for Batesville. Makes it 15-3 now. Scoreboard hadn't even caught up with all the runs they've scored yet.
Neither's Clifton over here with the book. Wish you'd learn how to do this. Next batter's Tanner Ring.
Check swing, got it anyway.
Right down the first base line. Skank fields it, steps on the bag, and the Rams are out of this inning. So we're going to return in 1 minute with yourprimetimesports.com.
Your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
Welcome back to yourprimetimesports.com. We are now heading into the top of the 4th inning with the Paragould Rams down 15-3. And leading off this inning will be Kobe Holliday, the third baseman. Kobe was actually at the plate when what was the freak play we had last inning that somebody pickoff play. The pickoff play. Pitcher threw over to first base and caught DeVault, or the courtesy runner actually, leaning, and he took off to second, and they thought he meant at second base. So Holliday's going to come back to the plate. And now, we still have Vaughn still pitching for Batesville. So Holliday will face Vaughn for the second time. The last time up, he struck out. Here's the first pitch to him, and that's in there for strike 1.
Just been a long night for the Rams tonight.
Yeah, these kind of games are no fun to be involved in. Here's the next pitch, and that's a little outside. The umpire wanted to raise that hand.
It's an awful lot of fun for Batesville to be involved in.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun when you're the winning end of it. 1 ball, 1 strike to Holliday. Here comes the next pitch to him. Swing and a miss. I think Vaughn has become stronger as the games went on.
Yeah,
he's picking up more velocity on his fastball. Catcher's going to make a little trip out to the mound to talk to Vaughn.
What if they did one of the oldest tricks in the book? They put Vaughn's jersey on a different kid with a fresh arm and scooted him back out there.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I can't tell you the name of this person because he asked me not to ever say it, but I do know of a twin brother, identical twin, that back in his playing days, he fouled out, and at halftime, They changed jerseys, and they did not know it.
Oh, that's great. Did they ever catch it?
Nope.
Foul ball.
Foul ball, long foul ball by Holiday. So
that's fantastic. That's awesome.
He told me that story one time, and he said, "Yeah, I got in foul trouble in the first half, and we went in the dressing room at halftime." I think this is right, but anyway, I know they changed jerseys because his brother was on the bench. They were identical twins. He had no fouls. Here's the next pitch.
I can't believe they didn't catch
fouls that off.
The twin was a bench warmer.
I don't know if he's a warmer or not, but anyway, I guess the brother that needed the jersey was a whole lot better. Let's put it that way. But I've seen identical twins before, and I can't tell them apart.
That's true.
Used to. Now I can now. Here's the next pitch to Holiday, and he hits that right over the first baseman's head. And he has the Rams a hit here in the fourth inning, a little single. For a long time, I could not tell, and I've been their photographer for years and taken many, many pictures of them. But the Matheny twins, I couldn't tell them apart, Hunter and Heath.
Yeah.
But now I can. Hunter's a little heavier than Heath.
One of them has gotten chunkier than the other.
Yeah, well, a little heavier. I wasn't going to use the word chunky. I'll let him deal with you on that.
No, he'll tell you that.
Yeah. What's his nickname? You said that.
Beefy cornbread, something or other.
Yeah,
I
there
can't
you
remember.
go. So, anyway, Hayden Urban's now at the plate. He takes the first pitch for ball one. And the second pitch for ball two. So, 2 balls, no strikes to Urban, who is now the pitcher for the Rams. Holiday at first base with a little flare single out to right field. And the pitcher throws over, and he's back. Barely gets back. Everyone was hollering back, but he had a little delayed reaction there.
Yeah, that could have went either way.
So 2 balls, no strikes to Irvin. Left-handed batter. Swing and a miss by Irvin. The catcher fakes his throw down to first. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Hayden Irvin.
Well,
Vaughn's throwing the fastball like it's the first inning.
Yeah. My twin nieces are not identical, so they could never pull that off. What you were talking about, the twin switch.
Talking about Sarah
and Rachel are not
Rachel Dykus.
Yeah, they're fraternal.
Hayden takes the next pitch for a ball, so 3 balls, 1 strike to Hayden Irvin. Here comes the next pitch from Vaughn. And it's inside for ball 4, so Irvin's going to make his way down to first base. We'll probably see a courtesy runner for him since he's pitching. Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Well, now Coach Rush comes in. He wants to talk with his pitcher. I don't think he'll make a change. Do you? No. Surely not.
Grant Eaton is now going to be at the plate for the Paragould Rams. I think he just wants to talk to his pitcher Vaughn and settle him down a little bit.
Exactly
Say, look,
what he did.
you got 15-3 lead, just throw strikes, let your defense do the work.
That's right, because all you got to do is hold on to this through basically one more inning, and we're done.
Yeah. So Eaton makes his way to the batter's box. He has his signals from Coach Faulkner down at third. Runners at first and second, no outs. Here's the first pitch, and he bunts at it. Fouls it back.
He actually got a piece of it.
So no balls, 1 strike to Eaton. Rams finally did get on the board last inning. They plated 3 runs after being blanked in the first game, 10-0. Here comes the pitch to Eaton, and that's inside for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes.
But on the day, though, this is only their 3rd game of the season. 4th game of the season, counting the last game. They've been outscored 25-3 on the day so far. What do you do if you're the coach and you're trying to get these guys?
There's a little pop-up out to second base on the grass for out number 1.
How do you fire up a team?
I tell you what you do. You just move on because, A, you're up against a very good Pioneer baseball club. B, you can't let this decide your season. It's early in the year. I know this is conference play, but you got 6 more teams that you're going to be up against. That's ball 1 to Tucker.
And you got to play each team twice, too.
And Coach Faulkner also realizes that he has a young squad, and he's going to talk to them in a gentle manner. He's not going to want to put them in a shell, you know. They've made some mistakes out here today, but they're going to get better. There's a pitcher throws over to first base, and, man, it was close.
Again.
And Coach Elmore is hollering back, but they're not getting back as quick as I would think they need to.
I think they got away with.
I think they did too.
Yeah, it's twice.
Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss from Tucker. Yeah, the pitcher is a left-handed pitcher, Vaughn, and he's made 2 really, really good throws over to first base. Here's the next pitch. Tucker fouls that off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jacob Tucker. Holiday out there at second base, Urban at first. We're at the bottom of the lineup here for the Paragould Rams. Here's the next pitch to Tucker, swing and a miss. And we had Holiday moving on the play, trying to advance the third, and slid on the underneath the tag, so he was called safe. And because of the pass ball, or the ball being dropped on the ground by the catcher on the third. Okay, so yeah.
First base was occupied.
Yeah, it was occupied.
They're not going to let him have it. And they're going to let this guy stay on third, too, because he gets a safe trip over there.
Yeah, you can advance.
Oh, okay.
You can advance.
All right, he missed the tag.
Right back up the middle by Chase Garner off the pitcher's glove. Second baseman makes a pretty play, but cannot get the speedy Garner down the first base line.
Wow.
So Rams pick up another run.
Well, things starting to look up again for the Rams. They've gotten a run across, but there's 2 outs. They've got runners at the corners. And now batting for the Rams, I believe that's Trepo. I'm not sure.
No, it's Aaron Duty.
That's Duty, okay. I can't see the number, the jersey number.
He hits that sharply past the shortstop, so that's going to score another run. And
Wow,
that's going to
got
get by the left fielder, and that's going to score more than 1 run because Garner is a speedy runner, and he's coming around third heading to home, and he's going to cross the plate.
So the score is now 15-6. They've gotten back to underneath the 10-run margin. 9 runs, 15-6.
I'm doing my book here.
That's okay. Next batter up.
That's Alex Trepo, the right fielder. There's the first pitch to him. High and outside for ball 1.
Got a runner on second.
Yeah, Duty's at second with a single, and then he advanced down to second on the pass ball with the left fielder. Got through his legs. Here's the next pitch to him. It's low for ball 2. So again, the Rams have scored 3 runs this inning. They scored 3 in the third.
Right.
Here comes the next pitch to Trepo, and it's strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Alex Trepo. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Trepo. Took something off that pitch, a little curveball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alex Trepo, who last time up had a single and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Catcher caught it, so that is the 3rd out. And after 3.5 innings played, Batesville leads Paragould Rams 15-5. We'll return in 1 minute, or 15-6. I'm looking at the board, so I see a bub out. We'll return in 1 minute with yourprimetimesports.com.
Your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
Welcome back to yourprimetimesports.com. We are now entering the bottom of the fourth inning, and leading off for the Batesville Pioneers will be the cleanup man, number 9, first baseman Ryan Coles. And Hayden Irving, the left-hander, pitching now for Paragould. He was pitching the last inning, so he's finishing up his warm-up tosses. And we'll be ready to go here in just a minute. 15-6 is the score.
Well, it's a 9-run lead, and again, they're going to try and go for that 10-run rule, because if they make it to the bottom of the fifth with 10 runs, same thing will happen in this game, happened last game.
The vault throws his pitch down to second. We're ready to start some action. So Aaron Cole steps into the batter's box, right-handed batter for Batesville. Hayden Irvin now is on the rubber and has his signal. Here comes the pitch to Coles. Strike one.
Yeah, called strike. Nice pitch.
Here comes the next pitch from Irvin. Swing and a miss for strike two. Coles has batted 3 times today, and he's 3 for 3. 2 doubles and a single. 3 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. Good day for Ryan Coles. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strike count on Ryan Coles. Here's the next pitch to Coles from Irving, and it's gets past the catcher to the backstop. I shouldn't say gets past the catcher.
That's
wild
a
pitch.
Wild pitch, yeah.
Don't want to make that sound like that's the vault's fault. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Coles. Well, now that that sun's went down, it's got a little cooler.
Oh, it feels great. I was worried I was going to be cold.
And Coles just hammered one out into left center field. That's going to make its way all the way to the fence, and he's on his way to second base. He is looking at the third base coach, but he's going to pull up and stop right there on second base. Dave, that is his 3rd double of the day.
And I think, if this would have been earlier in the day and he'd have hit that same ball, he'd have went for 3. I think they're all a little bit tired at this point in the night.
Well, it made it to the listen, they're not tired. They're young. You and I are tired of just sitting there watching.
They spent the night running around the bases, man.
Trust me, they're not tired. Now batting is Timmy Rush, the DH for Batesville. Here's the first pitch to him. Umpire wanted to call that a strike, but he didn't.
He did.
No, he it's a ball. He threw. I thought he threw it up and pulled back.
It shows strike on the board.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't know. That was kind of a non-committal call.
Yep, 2 balls.
2 balls, okay.
I told you. He didn't throw that arm completely out there. He started to, and then he decided that wasn't the right call.
Okay. He changed his mind in mid-call.
Hey, I've seen him do it before. When you're behind the plate, you get, I don't know, you do that every now and then. I used to ump years ago.
Well, I would never do it.
Here's the next pitch. There goes the runner at second, and he's in there for a stolen base to third base.
I did it half a season for men's league softball in Hot Springs when I was in my 20s, and at that point I swore never, ever again.
Softball umping's nothing compared to baseball.
It was a co-ed league, actually. Co-ed, men's and women's. and that was the worst experience of my life ever.
Here's the next pitch, and it's down in the dirt, and it's going to get by the ball, and here comes the runner, and he's going to score. There. So they're back to that 10-run lead as Ryan Coles has made it all the way around the bases to score the first run here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So 2 balls, 2 count, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rush. And he hits it sharply over the third baseman's glove and out into left field for a base hit. So he has a single. They just don't let up. And now batting is going to be the catcher, Hayden Cockrell. Courtesy runner, or could it be a pinch runner? I would think that is going to be a pinch runner for Timmy Rush. And we may see what we've seen last game. Jared May, who has been playing left field, will move up into that hitting slot, in that fifth slot. So Cockrell now in the batter's box. Irvin getting his signs. No outs this inning. He's going to throw to first.
Oh, if that hadn't been a high throw, he could have picked him off.
Yeah, it was a little high. Aaron Skank stands, 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, he's big.
And it was still high. So, good. Thank goodness we have a 6'4" young man over at first base.
His daddy's 6'6", and I'm 6'5". His daddy's the only man I know that I have to look up to.
You've already told me that once. There is a fly ball out into right field.
Got it.
So, 1 out. Yeah, you have reported that once.
Well, yeah, I have to look up to him. See, is what I was saying.
Dale's a big man.
He's
now coming to the plate is going to be Jacob Harden, the right fielder for Batesville.
I won't tell you what he weighs, but his weight surprised me.
If you do, he may.
Yeah, he might beat me up. I'm not going
right.
to do that. He's bigger than me.
Here's the first pitch to Harden, and he fouls that back off the backstop for strike one.
He don't look like he weighs what he told me he weighs at all. He's a big old boy.
Here comes the next pitch to Harden from Irvin. And there goes the runner. Throw down to second base. And that's going to get away, trickle away from the second base bag. So the runner's going to be at second with a stolen base.
And still nobody out.
I've had to sharpen my pencil this game 3 times because of all the markings.
Will you be able to make heads or tails of that?
Oh, sure.
Because I can't. I
Sure.
just do not. I don't get baseball scorekeeping. I just don't get it.
So we have no balls and 2 strikes on Harden. And there's the first ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jacob Harden. The pinch runner for Timmy Rush is at second base. I don't know that young man's name. He was number 14. Here's the next pitch, and it's outside for ball 2. So we've evened it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch to Harden. He hits a chopper, soft, and it's foul ball.
I'm going to say hit foul, yeah.
Hit into foul territory.
The Batesville dugout still fired up, even this late with this big of a
good ball clubs
lead.
Never they're constantly cheering, they're constantly clapping, they're constantly talking. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch, and he hits that out into right field, and the right fielder looks like he is under it.
He was.
And the pinch runner is going to tag and slide into third safely.
That's only the first. No, that's 2 outs.
That's 2 outs, yeah. And both outs have been to right field.
Been right there, yeah.
So now batting will be Landon Gilmore, the third baseman. Here's the first pitch to him from Irvin. And it's high for ball 1. Well, one thing for sure, Batesville has stuck with this lineup 2 games.
Same lineup.
Only changes have been their pitching. And there's a foul ball over the first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike to Landon Gilmore. Other than their pitching, they have stuck with this lineup through both games, all through the innings. They're pretty solid. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gilmore. Here comes the next pitch from Irvin. And that's high for ball 2.
Well, I mean, they're going to be in anybody's conversation for the top 4 in the conference that are going to make it to state playoffs.
Oh, yes. Here's the next pitch. And he fouls that off right above us here.
They do the baseball.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Gilmore.
Just like they do basketball. They take the top 4 and throw them in the state playoffs.
Well, they do it in football, too.
Yeah.
The 5, 6, and 7A do not have district and regional play.
Right.
So they take the top 4 from the conference, and you go straight to state. There's the next pitch, swing and a miss, and that will end the inning. But Batesville scores another run to have a 16-6 lead, and we'll return in one minute with yourprimetimesports.com.
Your favorite teams play on yourprimetimesports.com.
Welcome back to yourprimetimesports.com. We are now entering the top of the 5th inning, and Aaron Skank will start us off here in the top of the 5th. Batesville with a 16-6 lead. And while we have a minute, while the pitcher for Batesville is still warming up, I want to thank Stacy McBride and SDM Pond for sponsoring yourprimetimesports.com, and I want to send out a shout out and thank you to Stacy. I actually thanked him this morning. I had went to him a month or so ago, and I said, looking for an iPad, man. Do you ever have them come in the store? He says, yeah, all the time. He said, you want a 1 or a 2? I said, I just need a 1. I just need it to do presentations with. That's all I need. At the state tournament, I'm on the floor taking pictures, and I get a text. Stacy found me an iPad at the game and got a great deal on it from Amy Glenn.
They're in Hot Springs?
No, they're at Tech.
Oh, okay.
So I now have me an iPad to
I've never used one.
Do some work on, and it's just like your iPhone.
Is
Strike 1 to Aaron Skank.
Just like an iPhone, only great big.
Yeah, just great big.
I see.
So I can...
well, I have an Android phone, so that doesn't really...
So when I go to schools now, I can do my presentations just with this iPad.
I see.
Ball 1 to Skank. 1 ball, 1 strike to Aaron.
Paragould has to score a run in this top half of the 5th to keep the game going. If they fail to do that, we will be done at the middle of the 5th inning.
Vaughn has his sign from his catcher. Here comes the next pitch to Skank. Curveball, and he fouls that off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Aaron Skank. Yeah, and we're right here in the meat of the lineup, too. Skank bats 4th, DeVault 5th, and Holiday 6th. So right here in the meat of it.
Skank's a junior or senior?
He is a senior this year.
He's a senior, okay.
Played football for Paragould. Here comes the next pitch to Skank. Fastball outside. 4 ball 2. Here comes the next pitch from Bond. Curveball. Skank hits that sharply to the first baseman. First baseman calls off the pitcher, steps on the bag for out number 1.
Well, while we've got the opportunity in between batters, I will tell folks that our next baseball broadcast, unless something changes and we throw one in between now and then, our next baseball broadcast will be 3 weeks from today. Paragould hosting Greene County Tech.
Be sitting in the confines of the Paragould Stadium up in the press box. Our strike 1 to Jed DeVault.
Now, we may end up throwing a Friday game in there to make up for, I mean, that 3 weeks has a long layoff. I don't know what we're going to do, but
I know what I'm going to be doing. We'll be out selling.
That's true.
Next pitch to DeVault is a ball outside. I have a lot of schools, a lot of athletic directors to see, and I have a lot of advertisers to see for something we have upcoming in August. Here's the next pitch, and he fouls that right above our head for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Working on a yourprimetimesports.com magazine. football issue is going to come out in
I didn't think
August.
you were going to tell people that yet.
I'm out selling now. I've been selling ads. I've been telling people, so might as well announce it. It's going to cover the 8 schools in the 5A East. Here's the next pitch. And he fouls that almost identical in the same spot right above our head. So count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And since we're only going to be covering the 5A East in this magazine, it'll be way more elaborate and way more in-depth than anything else you'll be able to find on the newsstands or magazine racks about high school football.
Oh, yeah, because it's going to be about those 8 schools.
Just those 8 schools.
Here's the next pitch, and there's strike 3 right across the knees to DeVault. So
I'm not going to mention
out number 2.
I'm not going to mention. There's several other magazines that come out for football every year, but they cover the whole state, and I'm not going to mention their names.
We're just concentrating on the 5A East. From all indications from the ADs and the coaches and the people that I've talked to before I processed all this, this is going to be a great thing. We're going to here's the first pitch to Holiday. We're going to really concentrate and give the publicity to the players and the student athletes of these schools. So it's going to be an all-colored magazine. It'll be a neat magazine. There's swing and a miss.
Wow.
So 1 ball, 1 strike.
What was he swinging at?
To Kobe Holiday. Something he thought he liked.
Yeah.
Here's the next pitch from Bond. And a little pop-up down the first base line. First baseman's not going to be able to get to it. It bounces off into the dugout, and he ran off into the dugout. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Holiday.
Paragould a strike away from, Batesville a strike away from putting this game
real quick.
away.
Let's finish up on this magazine. The football issue is going to come out in August. The basketball is going to come out in November, which will cover the boys and the girls.
We're going to do basketball too. That's right.
And we're going to do baseball, softball, which will come out next February.
So are you going to throw soccer in there too?
No. There's going to be 3 issues. 3 issues covering Batesville, Blytheville, BB, Nettleton, Forest City, Wynn, Paragould, and Tech. So
that's awesome.
Here comes the next pitch to Holiday. And that's high for ball 3.
It was close, though.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Colby.
Full count.
Rams still trying to stay alive here. They're on their last breath. Here comes the next pitch from Vaughn. And there's strike 3.
To end the game.
Yep. So that's going to end the ball game with the Batesville Pioneers taking the second of the Twin Bills, 16-6. And they're going to have a long ride home, going home with 2 conference losses, Dave.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to open your season. I mean, first of all, it's Batesville, and you know they're tough. They've got a tradition of being tough. But opening your season at their park, I mean, that's the worst draw you can get.
Well, they do it every other year.
Yeah.
Next year they'll play at Paragould opening of their season. Schedules pretty much stay the same every year for baseball. And they flip-flop it every year. They rotate it every year. So, and really not, the Rams did end up scoring 6 runs this game. They had, let's see here, 2, 4, they had 7 hits. And Holly Trepo's down here hollering at me while I'm on the air live. She likes for me to call her name out. So we've mentioned John, we've mentioned Holly, we've mentioned Morgan tonight. We've got the whole Trepo family on the air today. Did you know that, Dave?
Okay, well, wait a minute. Y'all got any cousins or grandnephews or anything like that you want us to talk about?
I did mention Barry and Jeff, so we did get some family members on there, too.
We talked about every Trepo in Greene County today.
But anyway, it's just been a tough night for the Paragould Rams, and just got to bounce back, and they're going to go on spring break. I'm not sure where they're going to be playing during spring break. But,
or if are they playing
I think they do. Let me ask John real quick. Hey, John, y'all going to play spring break?
They don't play any? Oh, okay. Yeah, they're going to play the extra innings tournament.
So they're going to play in the extra innings tournament here in Northeast Arkansas, and so that'll be their play time during spring break. But, Dave, you got anything else?
No, just remind folks 2 things. Number 1, Double G Sports Talk Saturday is on hiatus.
Taking a short break.
Until at least the week after spring break, maybe 2 weeks after spring break. So don't give up on us. We're just taking us a little break till we got something we want to bring to you on the show. The other thing is our next scheduled game, because Clifton's mom has been a little bit ill. He's not going to make the trip to South Carolina. So our next scheduled game is 3 weeks from tonight when Tech plays Paragould. We may throw one in there on a Friday sometime between now and then. We don't know. If we find an appropriate game to bring to you, we will do that. But our next scheduled game, 3 weeks from tonight, Tech Paragould at Paragould.
I'm ready for that game.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
All right. Well, that's Clifton Garmrath, and I'm Dave Grimm.
Good night, man.
We'll see you guys.
God bless.
Next time.